the storage for day 3 of storage activities. But yesterday was really good. So today's not going to be as crazy long or stressful or hurting my back because I was lifting some really heavy boxes yesterday. But I'm getting ready to take this hair down and see if we can just have a nice little wave going on. But I wanted to just take a moment to also be super transparent, because when you really slow down and when life is changing around you, you don't have a whole lot of control about what is happening around you. You have to take control of what you can control, and that's you and the space in front of you. So I am really trying to push through this, and knowing that I've downsized like 4 times in the past like 10 years. And this is even like when everything is in storage and then you still got to purge and throw things away. Like it's getting to a point where it's starting to be like, okay, do I even need all this? What is next? Is everything going to be brand new? Just everything? Because now I have menopause and all the things happening with my body where the clothes that were in storage may not fit, and I got to get new things. So it's just a lot of emotional thinking and mental processing that I've been kind of managing through and trying to still maintain an everyday work habit and routine. But I've got to get back on track with that, because I was in the best shape of my life when I was 40 years old, in my 40s, that I was working out, I had a routine, changed my eating habits. Like a lot of things began during that decade of my life. So I don't want to slip back when I know what I need to do. So you'll never catch me complaining, because I know what I need to do in order to lose weight, to eat right, to take care of myself, to find peace and balance. So it's always the problem to me is that sometimes one thing is really in sync and the other things kind of fall to the wayside. But I've explained that scenario several times, because you can only do so much. So you have to be able to just be patient, give yourself grace, because if you're juggling multiple goals and habit changing and life changing things that are happening, you have to manage what's in your hand at that time. Let the other things be in your eyesight so that you're not losing sight of the ball, and you know when it hits your hand, you're ready to run with it as you continue to juggle all of the things and priorities that you have in your life. So, getting dressed. Let's see. Yeah, this is actually, it's November 1st. So this is 6 months of not coloring. So I have to do a whole separate journey of this gray hair. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I really cannot bring it to myself to color what I've already grown out. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I've realized that I'm going to have to really put some serious extended thought into this gray hair journey. It's just a lot. It's way more than I thought. It's so much easier to color your hair and keep it moving, but yeah, look at this.
Not too bad. Had to get the headband going because it's crazy. Back for day 2. Back to continue to consolidate and organize and storage. Day 2, no, 3, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day 3. And I am feeling really good. So I'm going to load this, ta-da, and take this to their storage, and then add the boxes in there into their storage, because they're going to be needing them when they move soon. And then I can decide what I'm going to sell. Fingers crossed.
I was pretty excited about the progress we made in 3 days. So this is the last bit of Nick and Amy's stuff. So I put it in their storage so that they have everything that they need in their storage. So when I come back in January to actually move my things, I can have everything already sorted through and then have made space and sold through some things too. So I was excited to put these boxes. Boxes are expensive, y'all, so I was glad that we kept them and they can reuse them, and I'll put them in their storage when they move to their next apartment or home after their lease is up. So it is really eye-opening, guys. I've been putting a lot of thought into what to get rid of, like this desk that I love so much, and my sofa, and some other things. So hopefully I'll be able to exchange those for some cash and get something new.
I'm going to try and sell. I can always get a new desk. These TV trays, I'm going to sell these. Those are all cleaned up. Just took pictures of those. I'm going to take pictures of this and see if I can sell it. I'm just not good at this stuff, so I don't even know what to sell it for. And then everything else, I think I've maximized or minimized the best I can. So some of the hardest parts of this whole experience is letting go, right? I'm standing here debating, like, I have no idea where I'm going next, if I'll be able to, like, where do I want to live? Like, none of this is solidified. I just know that this space and paying for this doesn't make sense anymore. So I have to make it make sense, you know? So trying to get my things from a place that I once lived to a place that I'm still not, like, it's not designated home, and move it again is just exhausting to think about. And I don't like to do double work. So what I'm planning on doing is just really selling a lot more of this stuff when I have a chance to stay longer. So I'm coming back in a couple of weeks, and it'll be a holiday week, Thanksgiving. And I'll be able to, people might be around more so that I could sell and maybe dig out. I really love this sofa, right? It was a purchase, not expensive at all, but it was something that I bought after years of struggling in my business. I had moved into this amazing apartment. I'll share some pictures here that I really, really loved and worked hard to be able to afford to live in, because I had, like I mentioned, downsized so many times and had to live in places that, thank God, it was a blessing that I had a roof over my head, but it was really tough to live in the apartment that I was in before my really nice place. So it's hard for me to let go of something that I worked so hard to pay for. And then, you know, the pandemic hit and I had to pay a little bit more than I purchased it for, just because payments got delayed. But that's a whole nother story. It's paid for. It's fine. But I think I can get something new in a new place, and it will be just as important of a moment for me to have something in a brand new place again. So I just need to talk through that, because that was a little rough, just thinking about, like, ugh, I worked so hard. But a reminder, the lesson in all this is letting go can be hard, but it's necessary, right? Sometimes we just have to make a mental note, make a sacrifice, and express your feelings, and then move on. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I really look like Tarzan or a lion of some sort, because it's so hot and sweaty. Starting to get the coughs. I've got to go. So see you later. On to the next destination. Trying to get this back closed with my coat inside, because it's hot here in Tampa. Where I'm going, not so hot. Let's make this work.
Listen, I am getting really good at packing a bag. I have started doing the roll technique or method where you roll your items up, and it's just like so much better than just folding everything in there. I would have never been able to do this, and I can barely do it now because I've got my coat in there, but success. I did a little happy dance because let me tell you, that was not easy. And now let me put my muscles into getting this bag off this bed. And yeah, that was rough. But anywho, I'm ready to go. And my buddy Cash was not excited about seeing my suitcase back out because he knew what was going on. And he was like, Auntie B, you are not leaving me. Everyone say, it's going to be okay, Cash. It's going to be okay. So my brother gave me a ride to the airport, and I was grateful for the time I was able to be there to go through storage and get all those things checked off my list. It feels really good going into my next trip, knowing I achieved some greatness. So on to the next phase. And sometimes you just have to prepare yourself for whatever's coming by being really, really present and not really expecting too much, because sometimes when you make plans on your own, things, as in life, just happen. So I hope you enjoyed this storage wars. I know there was 2 parts. It kind of got extended because life was happening and I needed to really get out and take my time to get this done and out for you guys. So I hope you'll continue to join me on my journey. So I have 8 cities on my list. We've already been to St. Louis. This is Tampa. Life was happening, so I had to break Tampa production and editing into 2-part series. So you're getting it 2 weeks, a little bit later, putting me off track a little bit, but I still got my Tampa hat to take with me and add in my collection. And I want to remind you that sometimes what you're planning to do may not align with what you want to do or are capable of doing, but having a positive attitude and learning to control your emotions and anxiety is key. And that's what I feel like my biggest takeaway from all this is being out in the world is hard work. And I'm 51, about to be 52. And every single day of this 8-city tour has been challenging more than I thought. So I'm just going to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and do my very best. And I encourage you to wake up every single day and go be great.